Welcome back, everybody, to another session with the Pretentious Nerd Expert Consultant, Christopher DickeRson. I'm your boy Coco
Hello.
D, and today we are doing Starship Hottakes presented to us by Charlie. Charlie, friend of the Pretentious Nerds, has what he likes to call Starship Hot Takes, where he gives his opinion on a starship, and he has presented these opinions to yours truly. Now, some of them are sci-fi, just basic sci-fi ones, and some of them are Star Wars ones. And it being Star Wars related for most of them, of course, I had to bring on DickeRson, the expert Star Wars consultant.
Of course, I can handle those.
All right, DickeRson. And of course, we're recording over Zoom, so I apologize if the audio quality isn't the greatest. We're just having fun out here. We just out here living our lives. All right. So let's get started. The first Starship hot take that was presented to us was his opinion that the Razor Crest is an ugly ship. DickeRson, what is your opinion on the aesthetics of the Razor Crest, which is, by the way, Mando Starship in The Mandalorian?
Of course, let's see. It's a weird ship to me, like as I'm just like sitting staring at pictures of it and kind of like a deep dive and looks of it. Throughout the Mandalorian season 1 and 2, I was never the biggest fan of the Razor Crest. I think it served its purpose really well as kind of like, I guess, this home for Mando, because I guess he has no real home other than his ship. So we get a good sense of it, more so than a lot of Star Wars ships. It's small, it's compact, so you kind of like, where everything is. Honestly, I think you could watch like 2 episodes of the show and that ship. Like I think a casual Star Wars viewer could look at that ship and know where everything is just from the few episodes, which is honestly in its own way kind of important and worth saying something. Because I think even today, a lot of Star Wars people, you would like, you watch episode 4 and you can't really like place everywhere in the Millennium Falcon. You think it in your head. You spend so much time on that ship, and it's such an amazing design, but you can't really place where everything is. And that's not really a bad thing. It's just how it is. But in the Razor Crest, I think just how they show it and kind of how it's designed, you get a pretty good sense of where everything is. And while I'm not the biggest fan of the aesthetics or design of the ship itself, I do think it looks form over what am I trying to say? I just think it doesn't look great to me. Sure, I'm not like gonna stare at the ship and just like it's not aesthetically pleasing, but man, does it actually like designed with good purpose.
So my issue with even rating any of these ships, as someone that watches a lot of sci-fi shows, I have a habit of getting attached to the ship, just because like the ship is like their home. It's
Sure.
It don't in some shows, like especially shows like Farscape, where the ship is actually alive. It's kind of like the ship becomes one of the characters, or like you even have like Firefly,
crew
where
member.
Like the ship Serenity is the name of the final movie. And like I honestly didn't pay much attention to it aesthetically at first, but like as the show went on, yeah, it's not the prettiest ship, but it's cozy. Like it's for someone like Mando, it's cozy.
I don't think it could be pretty. Yeah. It's like it can't be. Imagine Mando on a pretty ship, that wouldn't make much sense.
It's also got remote start, which I don't know enough about Star Wars ships to know if that's a thing that a lot of ships have.
Remote start.
It does. He right there. See?
Never thought about that.
He's got remote start. DickeRson can actually see my computer screen, and we have a diagram of the Razor Crest up. Um, but yeah, I personally like the Razor Crest. It grew on
Huh.
me. So like base
Yeah,
level, is it ugly? Yes, aesthetically, I do not think it's the most pleasing looking ship, but it's cute. I like it. It's okay.
yeah, I think just the more I don't know. I think the outside is not. It may not be a looker, but man, does it have a lot of cool like inside stuff going on for it?
And I base a ship on how I like it based on if it ever gets hurt or destroyed, how I feel. It kind of hurt when it went up.
Well, it just it's just like it's just so sudden. They take something away from you so quick. Loves, and it's like right after he gets it. I love that. It's just as soon as like, hey, he's got it all repaired. It's gonna be everything's gonna be all right with the Razor Crest now, and then less than 30 minutes later, it's gone.
All right. So the next Starship hot take that Charlie was presented to us, he says the Bwing is an ugly ship and none of us would be able to pilot it. What do you think of the Bwing Star Wars? It's a kind of Bwing fighter. It's a fighter ship.
Yeah,
Starfighter.
yeah. I mean, I love that thing. It's beautiful. It's like, yes, it's the weirdest Star Wars ship of the old trilogy, but man, I love its weirdness, man. Like Star Wars is at its best when it's weird, and the B-wing is the epitome of weird. I mean, if you want to talk like statistic, or like realistically piloting any of these ships, I mean, sure. What is like can we pilot anything in space like this? Is it it's condensed enough? Does it hold against it like like lack of oxygen enough? It's like sure, like realistically, do any of these things make sense? Star Wars doesn't make sense realistically, so it's like I think in order to accept anything about Star Wars, you have to have some sense of disbelief. So even if you want to talk about realistically flying a B-wing, I think we have there examples of video games, even in Star Wars, like Squadrons, the more recent game, you can pilot a B-wing. So it's like, if you don't believe that's how it would, happen in real life, I mean, I don't think, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Brandon, but I don't think we have a B-wing in real life to test this out on. I don't know how to realistically,
My guy,
do that.
last year the government dropped aliens existing and parallel worlds being a thing. I don't know what we got.
Oh yeah.
Now, let me just mention that, and I keep forgetting to mention this. There is a 90% chance he is talking about Squadrons.
Yes, I need to play that. I mean, not the game. I played the game, but that specifically the B-wing that was added on later.
Yeah, he actually
play that.
I do know that he presented this question before that ship dropped. The B-wing had not come out by when he asked this question. In real life, though,
it's like we have the.
So I think the first time I really appreciated the B-wing, I think it's a weird looking ship, and
it's great.
Yeah, honestly, in Star Wars, you can't talk about how starships would work because this takes place in a galaxy far, far away, a long, long time ago. We don't know how their technology works. B, their guns make sounds in space, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah,
and C,
exactly.
It's a cool ship. I personally fell in love with it after seeing what's her name? Hera Syndulla. Hera Syndulla pilots it, and I love that episode. Because Star Wars, whichever pilot you're following in the Star Wars universe is automatically the best pilot ever.
That is true.
It doesn't matter who it is; it's the best pilot ever.
Gosh, that does happen. Oh man, that's too much.
Honestly, it's any sci-fi at all.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
I do want to posit. Can I posit a counter to this if we're going to talk about bad ship designs in the Star Wars world?
Oh, of course.
The TIE Defender is the ugliest thing I've ever seen out of recent Star Wars media. I hate it. It's like, I think a lot of Disney's designs aren't great, but this one takes the cake as the worst thing I've seen, and almost just like an insult to
Oh, that
freaking
four-armed weird thing.
Star Wars design. Yes, the
I
four.
don't.
It's like the five fucking TIE fighters on. It's like a TIE interceptor times like three on one thing. It's the dumbest
Yeah,
fucking thing I've ever seen.
all they did was take a TIE fighter and give it two more wings.
Yeah, it's like, why? Like, just like what do we
Like,
do to make this thing better? Put more wings on it. Like,
wasn't
come
its like
on.
main thing the fact that it could travel through hyperspace?
Oh, I don't fucking remember. I don't know. Like, it's just like, it's just why are we putting on more wings? Like, we don't need that. I don't know. I just hate that ship. When I saw it, I actually thought it was bad fan art until I found out that was like official, like coming out. I was like, oh,
All right.
yikes.
The next ship we have is from the show The Expanse. The Rockin Roccanti. I can't say it. I can't. I'm never gonna try.
Is this their like home ship? I only saw that one episode.
I believe so. So I have not seen much of The Expanse. So we're gonna talk about this solely from an aesthetic view. So
Yeah.
the statement Charlie posed was they put this ship in terrible lighting in The Expanse because they don't really know what it looks like. Okay, he's not wrong.
I
From
mean,
the little of The Expanse I have seen, does not do great things lighting wise.
I
But
think they just do the lighting to save on budget. I don't know, that's what it usually is. But I mean, I don't know about you, but we're looking at the like full thing right now. You know, I think if you have anybody who creates a sci-fi medium or something has to have like a design document, even if it's never really shown extensively in the show itself. At least they have know what it is and have concept of it, which exists clearly.
all right, so what does this thing have? It has a flight deck, command deck, medical bay, machine shop engine. It's your water cargo bay. It's your basic world ship. I think it's a world ship. It might be an offshoot of the world ship.
What I just thought a world. I just thought it was like what? Aren't there like just 10 people living on that?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think it was just
know.
like no, this is like a crew. It's just a small crew.
I mean, so I think the ship looks like what everybody who's claimed to see a UFO or has seen a UFO says it looks like a long cylindrical ship.
I just feel like if you've been, to me, it looks like any piece of sci-fi media. Just
Yeah, it's
moving on, it's like doesn't really seem special to me.
yeah, it doesn't really look like it doesn't really look like anything that I'm impressed by. It's just a simple. I feel like I'd put like a stick on the bottom of it, and it'd be a cool like hammer. Moving right along into the back to the Star Wars universe, we have the T-16 Skyhopper.
Classic ship, Brandon. Classic. One of my childhood favorites, if I do my ad. It's just something about it, man. I like the. It looks dinky, right? I think Tatooine is like it's a dinky planet. It's kind of like run down. It's trashy, and the ship looks exactly like that. It just
Let's
looks
say
fun.
Charlie's argument is that they split the canopy because it's so ugly you can only stand to see half of it at once.
I think. I think I could be wrong. I could be literally talking out of my ass here, but I think I remember it's actually one of the earliest Star Wars ship designs out there, just like from the concept phase. It's like one of the first ones they did, and so they've since changed it a little bit, but I think that's like kind of why it's a little like maybe more aesthetically different and doesn't line up 100% with the rest is because it was such an early concept phase. But I think I still really like it. I still think it's really cool. It's just like it obviously gives me Empire transportation ship vibes. I thought there was a name for it, but it's like the closed wing ship. I love that thing to heck. So I don't know, man. It's just something about it. It looks really good when it's going through canyons. It's just something like it's a little bit like it's too wide, so it's gonna like it's really close to hitting the canyon at all times. So it's just like it gives that constant like wow when you see I honestly don't remember the movies or anything, but it's like in the games when you would pilot that thing, it just felt really cool to like fly through the canyons with it. And just I don't know, it's a great looking ship. It's weird and definitely strange, but again, I love it because it's weird.
Honestly, in my opinion, it doesn't look too bad. It looks like a battle helmet. Like I can see like somebody wearing that as a helmet.
Yeah, yeah, and some weird like old, neo fantasy thing. Yeah.
All
Oh
right.
man.
Let's see, how many more do we have? We will do a couple more for this segment.
Cool.
All right.
Let's do it.
So, actually, we'll make this the last one for this segment.
Mm-hmm.
A final Starship hot take for this episode. Star Citizen isn't a scam and built a better staple of starships than Star Wars.
Oh, better than Star Wars is what he's saying?
Yeah. Charlie thinks Star Citizen built a better stable of starships than Star Wars and is not a scam.
I mean, allow me, Brennan, I'll let you like take on the Starship aesthetic part because I know as much about Star Citizen ships as you do. But I can take on the scam part at least. No, I don't think it's entirely a scam, but it's like considering this game has been crowdfunding for 7 years, and the ships are insanely priced, so they can get more crowdfunding. I don't know. Yes, you can play the game in its alpha now, and you were completely happy with that. Sweet, but I just kind of like right now, it seems like this game that will never truly come out, and I don't think it might be an alpha for the rest of existence. And that's the thing. It's like right now, I think, goodness, if it did really start in like 2012, 2013, it has gone through like a whole console generation in development. And it's like, how long can a game be in development before it's just kind of like it dates itself by the time it like officially comes out? So I don't know. It might be 2030 before the game comes out, but by then we might have like already more focused, more well-funded, and competent directors and teams to put out a game that is 10 times better than Star Citizen. But hey, if Star Citizen like floats your boat right now and you're loving that alpha, that pre-alpha or whatever it's in, I'm glad you got it. Right now for everyone else, it's just kind of like this money making scheme that just keeps making millions and millions while we're sitting here like with nothing more than an update once every few months saying that they're just working on it. So, but that's like an outsider's perspective who gets like the Robert Industry emails once every 3 months and like skims them and is like, oh, that still exists. So on to the ships.
Okay, just looking at these. Yes, Star Citizen has a lot of ships. But DickeRson,
so many.
They look the same, just color differences.
Yeah.
Like I don't.
Yeah, and they're gonna
Like
cost
these,
you
the
$100
Hornet
a
Ghost,
piece.
Hornet Tracker, Hornet Wildfire, they look the same except for colors. The Vanguards, literally just color differences. The 600i Touring, the 600i Explorer, what is the difference?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're supposed to be the same class or same like type. I get it.
DickeRson, the
I get it. I
Idris
think they look
P
cool.
and the Idris
Better
M are the
staples.
same ship. Do you see a difference? I'm sorry. I'm going to have to disagree with Charlie on this one. So here's the thing.
Stand by for fact check.
Even if they have more ships or their ships make quotation marks more sense, Star Wars ships are more fun. They're more pleasing to the eye.
Yeah,
I don't care how
have
they
fun.
work.
Have different like. I think you can win the argument in a way, though. I think Star Wars benefits from having different people design its ships, and like, yes, you have winners and losers, but I think just having that kind of like overall, just like people trying new things, people designing different kinds of ships and stuff, and especially like Knights of the Old Republic era and stuff, just like people coming up with these really cool ideas, and you know, and like the Hammerhead ship that was eventually put in the canon now. It's just like Star Wars has all these creativities of different kinds of ships, and that's to me is more engaging than Star Citizen's just like kitchen sink approach.
DickeRson, the Caterpillar and the Caterpillar Pirate Edition are just different shades of black.
Yeah, I see it. I see it.
Sorry, Charlie, and fans of Star Citizen. I don't know what to tell you. He's wrong.
You got one of
Star
them.
Wars ships win.
You got one fan. One. Honestly, finding a Star Citizen fan is very hard. So I mean, not even like to be mean. It's very hard because of how many people hate that. Just the idea of what it has turned into. So I mean, more power to you for supporting it, I guess.
All right. Well, that'll be it for part 1 of Starship Hot Takes with DickeRson. Do you have any last minute things that you would like to
man,
add?
I don't know. Let's see. I love starships. I love Star Wars. Bring it on. Hot takes. Responding to hot takes are my favorite things because everyone else is wrong. So.
And that's what it means to be a pretentious nerd, where our opinion is fact. As always, DickeRson, it's a pleasure talking to you.
Of course.
And we'll hopefully see you on the next Starship Hot Takes.
See ya.
All right. How do I end this recording?